They're both back! One in terms of actually appearing, the other one back in action, which includes some interesting references. So Daredevil Born Again episode 5 and 6 released at the same time. So here's a quick recap and review of both episodes, including my rating, which will contain spoilers, so spoiler warning, 3, 2, 1. Episode 5 starts off with introducing us to Yusuf, which we already know from Miss Marvel, aka Miss Marvel's dad. And I said in the beginning saying both are back. Maybe I should change it to triple back. And he's talking to Matt, mentions Kamala, and then shows him a Funko Pop of Miss Marvel. Maybe we'll get Matt Murdock meeting Miss Marvel, oh! But then not long after, at the same bank, a bunch of guys come in to try and rob. And Matt Murdock during this whole bank robbery is such a nonchalant, badass, smart guy. Like, gosh, look at him with the gun pointed at him, he's just no reaction. They open the vault, which doesn't have money, but they open one of the cases and it has a diamond. Then the cops break in, some of the robbers escape, including the main guy leading all the robbers, and them thinking that they got the diamond. And Matt beats the crap out of him, like breaking his legs and stuff. Then we find out that Matt didn't throw the diamond, but threw a piece of candy in the pouch, tricking the other people, and the diamond ends up being in the candy bowl that Yusuf has, that Matt ends up taking one of the candies. This episode felt a little bit like a filler episode. Not bad, you know, it's nice to see Matt Murdock show off in his skills physically and mentally. I wonder if we're gonna see Yusuf again. I give episode 5 an 8 out of 10. What would you rate episode 5 out of 10? Episode 6, which starts off with showing us what Muse did to that body he had last time we saw him, which was left outside with the same markings that he has. Oh, Wilson's old friend in the blue tracksuit telling him that he's out of the game and that he should stay out of it and that he's not going to pay him the 1.8, and then Wilson increases it to 2.8, but the interaction doesn't end well, so then Wilson's like fuming on the inside, which then we find out that the murals that are being painted is with blood. Muse has some fans which they want to take a picture with him, but man, it does not end well for the fans. You know that saying where they say never meet your heroes? Well, also never meet your villains. He's back! This is the one I was referring to, he's back. Tony Dalton, oh! Having a convo with Wilson, will we see him again? Which before that party when Vanessa was helping Wilson put on his suit, that he ripped it and that he's getting bigger. By season 2, he's gonna look like Wilson from Into the Spider-Verse. Wilson Fisk creates an anti-vigilante task force, including the dirty cop that none of us like. I guess you gotta be careful being a vigilante now. Matt Murdock is back as Daredevil in his suit, in action, let's go. Fighting Muse, which you start off swinging like Spider-Man, and he's able to save Ayala, but Muse escapes. And at the same time, Wilson Fisk is with Adam, lets him go, gives him an axe to give him an advantage to fight him, which doesn't do much because Wilson is super strong and good at fighting, and ends up beating Adam badly, put Adam's back in the cell, and then just sits there like, oh. This is a better episode that I like. A lot of tension, a lot more happened. I'm gonna give episode 6 a nice 9 out of 10. What would you rate episode 6 out of 10 in your overall thoughts? Thank you for watching, and Yusuf, where's my candy?